Welcome and welcome back to all our graduates and families and friends. This is a happy day for all of the alumni and staff and faculty and trustees and families and friends of Syracuse University and SUNY ESF. We are finally and properly honoring the class of 2020. And you are going to be celebrated today, not just by family and friends and faculty, but by a Syracuse alumnus who has become, under the most challenging of circumstances, the first female governor in the history of New York State.
You have developed an ability to adapt that is going to benefit you in ways you have no idea right now. And I mean that. I mean that sincerely. You left this campus into a world that is radically altered, and there's no going back to the pre-pandemic world. Forces beyond our control have truly changed our economy, our society, and indeed, each and every one of us. But this is the exciting part. You are now bonded with classes from 2020 and 2021, not just here, but across the nation in a collective shared experience that nobody else can touch. This will define an entire generations, just as you heard from your great-grandparents, the greatest generation in World War II and the Depression. I heard it all too. People will be talking about you, the individuals who were born at the dawn of this new century, and what you've already had to experience in your young lives. Yes, you've heard the words endurance and perseverance, and today they may just be words, but they're part of your soul now. Because whenever things get tough, you say, yeah, but I got through the pandemic. I got this. Am I right? I mean, you can put it all in perspective that you can handle any challenge that comes your way. It was my dad who brought me on literally the road trip here. My dad had been, still is, he's 85, the child of very poor immigrants. Came here with nothing on their back. Nobody had gone to college. Nobody even went to high school. And he worked at the steel plant, tried to go to college by night, lived in a trailer park with my mom, had my brother there. So we didn't have a whole lot. We didn't know it at the time, but I had this chance when it came time to go look at colleges to literally have time alone with my dad. I had a big family. Everybody wanted attention, especially my younger brothers and sisters who got most of the attention, but that's another issue we'll talk about another time. But I got a chance to go on a road trip with my dad, and I was so excited to have time alone with my father. We drove around the state looking at campuses. And what he said to me after we visited the Maxwell School changed my life. He said, Dolly, he always calls me Dolly, still does. Dolly, some of those other schools we went to, they might be good for teaching you a lot, but that's probably where the wife of a congressperson might go. You go to Syracuse, you could be a congressperson. You could be a member of Congress. And I say that not for the students, but to the parents out there. What he said to me that he probably said in passing, and I'd never envisioned myself ever running for anything, and I never knew my father had, but he had this faith in me. And I'll never forget when I stood on election night, when I won a seat in Congress, I told the world my story started with my father telling me to go to Syracuse University. And that's the influence this institution had on me.